Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, 2015 NFL MVP Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers take on Alex Smith and the Washington Redskins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Just as we were getting ready for air, both teams coming out of their locker rooms, out of the tunnel, and this crowd is pumped up as their Redskins get set to match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, we look at this Redskin team as they enter play here. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits,
set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the #1 overall selection back in 2005 out of the University of Utah. It's Alex Smith.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
They run it here with Thompson. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Here's Smith. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. And here a look at the offensive starters for the Redskins.
Former 4th-round pick out of Duke is Jamison Crowder. Now, he doesn't grab a lot of headlines, but he's been quietly dependable for his first 3 years in the league. Shifty, excellent route runner from the slot position, finds his way open, and catches the football. Yeah, he's dependable. Quarterbacks love to throw to him.
And the crossing route complete. That's Richardson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they convert on third with a gain of 22. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. On the ground, it's Thompson. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here are your defensive starters for the Panthers. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? Here's Smith now on 2nd down. And he rifles one incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, Smith. It's brought in by Dodson. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Smith finding Dodson that time for a Washington first. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels. Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. They'll run with Thompson. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit. Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter, because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense. And there he was in the slot for the catch. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead. There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this was all about letting the offense just get settled in. More now to return. Oh, twisting away. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They're led out by their big-bodied electric quarterback, Cam Newton. I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win. Now a play fake here on first down. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team. Look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone. Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one. Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right? Not one that I've ever met. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business. On first down, Smith. Pass incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Smith. And this will be a dump off for Kelly. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. If I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. Again, Smith. And that is caught by the tight end Reed. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, his second touchdown on the season. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. And he's such a talented tight end, just creates nightmarish-type matchups on the other side.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover him? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
5 plays there on that drive. And it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Credit the tackle to DJ Swearinger. And here now the offense for Carolina.
And it was too bad that last season for Greg Olsen, their tight end, that a foot injury plagued him and limited him to 7 games played, broke his streak of 1,000-yard seasons, but he'll get back in form. One of the best route runners in the league, a combination of strength, guile, smarts, and a little dash of speed.
On second down, McCaffrey. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep for the Redskins, Jamison Crowder. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of two play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. They go play action here on first down.
But when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
White's numbers from a week ago. 6 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time. I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. We'll check on his status when we get back. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. And here is the Redskin defense.
At corner is Josh Norman. I would think he would want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know Josh would have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second year.
The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Throwing is Newton. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Ian Thomas with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Panthers have got it back to a 1-score game.
And these guys used a 4th-round pick on him this year specifically for red zone situations like we just saw, where he can use his big body to find open space and the end zone.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. At the end of 1, 10-7 our score. We'll head back to FedEx Field after this timeout. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Smith. Looking left side, and he's got him in. It's Richardson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Redskin 1st down. Richardson on the reception from Smith.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
Smith on first down. And Reed with it over the middle. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Operating from the gun, Smith toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Smith now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the 50, it's Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Smith operating from the gun. Jordan Reed has it. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive.
Delay of game, offense.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now Thompson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll hand it now to Geis. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Smith. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. That will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. What did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, and that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
Getting set to go again here. Cam Newton marches back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And now he'll tuck it and run. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That one will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles. Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and handling a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defensive unit ranks 3rd in the NFL against the run, and I love what they're doing. Plugging up everything inside, hard to make way, and then they can run to the perimeter and shut you down that way as well.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. He's got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing while your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe throw another touchdown, that'll tamp that down in a big way.
Yeah, because he's looked pretty good to this point.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On the handoff, it's Geis. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On first down, it's Smith, and it's incomplete. Knocking it away in coverage, Captain Mutterland.
When we start looking for big-time corners, we're going to start with athleticism. But without technique, you're not going to make plays as what we just saw there.
Now Smith. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The Redskins on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Smith from the gun, he'll throw. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Smith. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Smith, throwing again. Throw left side, complete. That's Caleb. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This time it's 3rd and 3. Smith throwing again. He finds his target. It's Crowder. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Smith now throwing on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reed. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again is Smith. He'll leave it for Kelly, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And Hopkins' kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A final shot before the break. Newton. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
Another down on the scoreboard with the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Still 1st down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Geis. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard, 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Reed. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They'll try and get it with Geis. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the 1st down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Back to throw, Smith. Knocking it away in coverage, Captain Mutterland.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reed. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing. And that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3. Just get the ball right to the receiver.
It was the hitch route. And tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive back on his heels, get the ball out to the receiver, and he does the rest.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Just beating the play clock. Smith. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
To throw on second down is Smith. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Smith. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion?
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So make him 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been an automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Moore now on the return. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's there will be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back to throw, Newton. On the left side, a catch by White. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Over the middle, complete. That's Richardson. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. This is Geis. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
From the gun on third down, Smith. Wide open receiver, complete. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On first down, this is Geis. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Ready, line 80.
Delay of game, offense.
Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Smith. It's brought in by Doxson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a run with Geis. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 2nd down, here's Smith. And that's going to be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field, it's the Redskins with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Now Smith from the gun on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A gain of 7, and they pick up the 1st.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. Smith will bring his guys up 1st and 10, and he's 6 of 7 now on this drive.
I said wide 80!
A shotgun snap for Smith. Jackson with a grab over the middle. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up 1st downs and keeping the football.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. Geis again, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Smith on 1st down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. It's Geis on the counter, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar.
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Newton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Newton. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what you're thinking here, partner, but I believe the officials have done a nice job here getting together and then coming out and indicating that there was a receiver in the area.
Absolutely, and he was in the area. Correct call made. No grounding. 2nd and 10. Newton again. And Olsen over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Newton to throw. It's hauled in by Torrey Smith. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now we'll look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Come on now. Set. 780.
Now Newton on 1st down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Ryan Anderson in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Set. Set, ready.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And he's going to go down again. Ryan Kerrigan in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's White. Touchdown, Carolina. As his guys are in for 6. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
Gano the extra point as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Darius Geis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Newton. Able to push his way through. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Going back to Moore, this time he's got him complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Ready? 180.
Now a first down throw for Newton. His throw incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Again, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 28. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Stop made there by Julius Peppers. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Geis. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Geis showing he's going to be an important part of this Redskin backfield as he's in there again for first down. On the ground, it's Geis, and he's going to be met at about the 43. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Here's Geis. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football.
We got it. We got it.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty. But there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it, Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. So out now come the Redskins. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Geis. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Washington, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Dallas Cowboys next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.